In a world without microscopes, without science to decipher the mysteries of death, a shadow rose from the waters. It did not arrive with the clamor of battles or the fury of the gods, but with a treacherous silence. It was cholera, the invisible death. Picture yourself on a hot day in an ancient city. The sun beats down on the stone streets, thirst is a torture. You approach a well, dip your pitcher and drink the cool water that seems like a gift from heaven. But in that crystalline liquid, a killer lurks. A poison that doesn't change the taste, doesn't alter the color. An enemy you cannot see, taste, or smell. And then it begins. A violent cramp in the legs. A deceptively simple signal. Within hours, hell unfolds. Projectile vomiting, a diarrhea so profuse and watery it was no longer feces, but rice water, the pale fluid of death. The body, a temple of life, turns into an empty shell, dehydrating at a terrifying rate. The skin turned cold and blue, the eyes sunken, the voice a hoarse whisper. Life drained through the pores in a spectacle of public agony. The ancients saw it, but did not understand it. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, described illnesses that swept through entire cities. They called it plague, a catch-all term for every collective evil. For them, it was a divine punishment, an imbalance of the humors, a miasma in the air. How could they blame the water, the source of life? The irony was cruel. What sustained the city was the same thing that destroyed it. The speed was what terrified. A healthy person at dawn could be a corpse by nightfall. Cholera allowed no time for goodbyes, for rituals. It shattered the social fabric. The sick were abandoned out of fear. The bodies piled up, rotting under a relentless sun, making the air heavy and sweet, the nauseating smell of pestilence. Commerce ground to a halt. Gates were sealed. Fear was more contagious than the disease itself. Humanity, in its desperation, sought answers where it could. Priests invoked angry gods. Sacrifices were offered, amulets were sold. It was the clash between ignorance and a relentless enemy. While they prayed, the true killer continued its silent journey downstream, from well to well, from hand to hand. In the water they kept drinking. Ancient cholera was not just a disease. It was a ghost, a force of untamed and misunderstood nature. It shaped empires, decimated armies, and taught, in its brutal way, a lesson that would take us centuries to learn. That the greatest danger is often not what wields a sword, but what hides in a simple sip of water. It was the shadow that walked among us, an ancestral reminder that life, in all its strength, hangs by a fragile thread over the abyss.